On the 2nd of February, SpaceX launched another rocket. The overall flight was considered very successful, but the landing, not so much. The rocket ended up in a huge fireball, but let's go through what we know so far about the flight, what exactly happened, and what the future of space exploration is. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. At number 10. Let's start with the reason behind this rocket's launch. The Starship rocket is part of SpaceX's plan to take people to Mars. SpaceX is hoping to take the first humans to Mars as early as 2024. The end goal is to achieve not just exploration, but also colonization of the planet in case, for any reason, Earth becomes uninhabitable. This idea has been in Elon Musk's plan since 2001, and he has been given updates along the years on its progress and on its expected launch year. If this actually does happen in 2024, then we're getting extremely close to a monumental moment in history. Number 9. The Starship vehicle. This is a key element to the program, and it's a fully reusable super heavy lift launch vehicle. It's been under development since 2018. In order for it to go to Mars and back, it will first need to orbit Earth, then get refueled before making it to Mars, and then refueled again in Mars before being able to return to Earth. As you can imagine, not just landing in Mars, but also getting hold of locally produced propellants is going to be one of the biggest challenges. Number 8. Current progress on the Starship program. The Starship has been making rapid progress at its Texas-based facility by developing different prototypes and testing them. There have been many prototypes created over the years, with some of them having made short flights. For example, Starship SN9 and SN6 have completed hop tests, meaning they climb 150 meters, which is around 500 feet, before descending back for a controlled landing. SN7 was launched in summer 2020 and was made to explode on purpose in order to test the pressure. The mission was deemed a success as a lot of useful data was collected. Moving on to SN8, which was launched in December 2020, the vehicle performed the first high-altitude flight for this program, and although the flight went well, the rocket exploded when it performed a hard landing. This time, the explosion wasn't on purpose. This brings us to number 7 and the SN9. On the 2nd of February 2021, SpaceX launched the uncrewed SN9, which climbed to 10 kilometers, around 6 miles. It's worth mentioning that this was delayed by a week as SpaceX worked on getting FAA approval. The previous launch of SN8 apparently violated the company's license, as they said in a statement that SpaceX proceeded with the launch without demonstration that the public risk from far-field blast overpressure was within the regulatory criteria. After this was obtained, the test flight of SN9 took place in Texas. Just like the SN8, the flight was successful, but the landing, not so much. SpaceX attempted a controlled landing, but once again, upon impact with the landing pad, the SN9 burst into flames and caused a massive explosion. Number 6. Is this the end of space exploration? By far, the mission was deemed successful, as again a lot of data was collected. As officials said, we can't forget that this was only the second time Starship was flown in its configuration. This is a major task, and that's why many test flights will be needed before they have enough data to create the perfect rockets that are safe to be manned. Originally, the first manned flight was meant to take place in 2020, but since Elon Musk said that, he later on admitted that actually they still need to complete hundreds of missions before that happens. Number 5. What went wrong? On the 2nd of February, 3:25 PM Eastern Time, SN9 soared into the clear blue sky of Texas. Millions of people around the world watched what seemed to be a flawless liftoff. As planned, the vehicle reached 10 kilometers in altitude and then hovered in midair. It shut off its engines as planned and executed a maneuver called the belly flop to descend back down towards Earth. Unfortunately, after flipping its nose upwards again to begin landing, it tried to reactivate 2 of its 3 Raptor thrusters, but one failed to ignite. The rocket then fell to the ground in a ball of flames, smoke and debris, 6 minutes and 26 seconds after launch. Thankfully, no injuries were reported as the rocket was uncrewed and the crash site was clear. Number 4. Next launch attempt. There is already talk and anticipation of the next launch attempt by SN10. SpaceX is yet to announce when that will be. Understandably, before that can happen, the engineers will need to analyse what happened with SN9 and implement necessary changes before the next test. We're all definitely hoping that it won't be long. Number 3. Ticket to Mars? The first mission is supposed to have as many as 100 people on board. The final Starship rocket is expected to also carry 100,000 kilograms of cargo, and it will be the world's most powerful launch vehicle ever developed. According to Elon Musk, the price of a seat on board Starship will be very dependent on volume, but I'm confident moving to Mars, return ticket is free, but one day costs less than $500,000 and maybe even below $100,000. Low enough that most people in advanced economies can sell their homes on Earth and move to Mars if they want. Just an idea for you in case you were wondering what to do with your savings. Number 2. Why Mars? Mars is considered as the best possible alternative for human life outside planet Earth. It is further away from the sun than the Earth, but still close enough to have some sunlight and not completely impossible to warm it up. Based on its atmosphere, it should be possible to grow plants, which will be crucial if inhabiting the planet. Gravity is also at a good level at 38% of that of Earth, so still okay for humans, and also means that lifting objects will be a lot easier. And lastly, a day on Mars is 24 hours and 37 minutes, which is remarkably close to our 24-hour day. Number 1. Future of space exploration. In the 52 years since the Apollo 11 moon landing, humans have made extraordinary progress in space exploration. Unmanned space probes have been exploring the universe far beyond our solar system. Furthermore, technologies have been developed to help humans survive in space for a long duration of even over a year. There are numerous different space agencies, both commercial and governmental, so there is definitely going to be massive progress in space exploration in the years to come. Would you buy a ticket to Mars if the first flight took place in 2024? Let us know in the comments below.